What's up, YouTube? Bubbles and Ball Cards back with another video. It's Friday night. Hope everybody out there had a great week. Anybody that is at the National, I hope you guys are finding a lot of deals, having a lot of fun, meeting up with friends, all of that. So I've been watching, several different channels. We started trying to find some on Wednesday, just see how things were, check out what was at the show, what seemed to be popular, that sort of thing. And there was some pretty cool stuff out there. What's up, CVC? How are you, my man? So anyway, it sucks that we aren't there. The whole thing this year with him, there was high speculation that it wasn't going to happen. I'm going to be honest, I am not very good at planning trips or that sort of thing. It's something I've never really had to do. Anytime I went somewhere, I just always drove and, So anyway, but 22, we are planning to be at Atlantic City. The missus is in the works communicating with a beach house up there for several people. We can all pitch in and rent a beach house. It'd be a lot cheaper and everything. So she actually just put in the chat that the house is booked for 2022. The owner of the house confirmed it, so that's awesome news. We will be in Atlantic City. But anyway, I've been talking to folks I know that are there, and I hope you guys are having a blast. It sucks. I'm more proud that there's people there that have like met each other through our group or the channel or whatever, and have made friendships, made connections now, got to meet each other. I'm sad because I wanted to meet people. Yesterday I felt so bad. Aliko, he messaged me, asked me if I was there, and said he wanted to meet me and everything. And I appreciate all of that support, man, because that's just awesome. Like I've said, when I go to the CSA show and stuff, just people coming up and getting to meet them and everything, it's just awesome. But anyway, I'm gonna share. I didn't even realize this. As a lot of y'all know, July was my birthday month. We did go to the CSA show in July, so I did make pickups there. And there was a couple other small things I picked up here and there, like from local shops or whatever. But I realized I had only bought 2 sports cards in the month of July. And that kind of shocked me. That's off of eBay. I want to add, I haven't bought anything off My Slabs or anything like that. So online, I have only purchased 2 sports cards, unless you want to count a couple people that I picked stuff up from the group submissions. But anyway, so 2 cards, and neither one of them are new. Neither one of them are to flip. Neither one of them are to, speculate or whatever. They are simply cards that are just too cool to pass up, and 2 cards that I thought would be awesome to add to the collection. The first one is a 48 Bowman Yogi Berra. So Yogi Berra's rookie. Looks really good on the front. It is only a 1, but looks really nice on the front. The reason it is a 1 is because of the back having the paper loss. If it wasn't for that, it would be really clean. But as you can obviously tell, it was put into a photo album. So the 48 Yogi Berra. And then the next one is actually a card that the missus was going to buy for my birthday, and I told her not to because it was too much money. And then obviously, as you know, she picked up the 56 Mantle from James Gillum for me. And then I kept looking at the card, and I started looking at like how many were available, what the population was across all three major companies. Just looked at the overall quality of the card. The card itself, not the grade, just the quality of the card. And yeah, I knew I had to pick it up. Also, I seen that the seller had put his store on vacation mode. So I was worried he was a dealer. And, I was worried he was going to take it to the show. And I don't think this would have lasted at the show. So, I went ahead and picked it up. It looks amazing for what it is. But that's the 33 Sport Kings Red Grange. It does have a stamp and a hole punch because, and I may be wrong about this, but I'm pretty sure these, like this stamp right here and the hole punch, this was most likely redeemed for something. As I know, a lot of times you could, well, I couldn't, but they would have little things where if you collected so many and turned them in, you got a football or a baseball or a poster or something like that. And since there's also ink transfer on the back from where obviously another one had been stamped and this was laid on top, that is my best guess. But it is the Red Grange 33 Sport Kings. And I looked the pop up across all three companies. It was saying there was only 579 total. So that was another big reason and big push to make sure I got those. The low pop stuff, I don't care. It's a one. They both look good. So if y'all have followed, I don't know, the past couple months, probably. What was the first CSA show? I believe that was in May. I haven't really been picking up a whole lot of stuff outside of vintage. It didn't dawn on me. And then I started thinking about all of the show pickups. And when we would go to like the antique shops and stuff that have cards in them, what I was always looking for. I was thinking more about how, like, when I'm watching, like, even the videos right now of the National, the stuff that just pops out at me. And I was really coming to realize the vintage and the legendary cards, the iconic cards, no matter, I joke around with people sometimes and I say I may one day end up with the nicest collection of cards graded below a 5. Because realistically, I can't afford the high grade, but as you see on camera, both of those cards look really nice. They're both legendary cards, iconic players, and just because the slab has the ones on them, these cards are relatively, I would honestly consider them cheap for what they are, who they are, and just because of the number that's on the slab. Do they both have imperfections? Yes, but they're also, what the Yogi is 73 years old. And then obviously the Grange is, 67, 88 years old. So they're old. They're not this pack fresh stuff that gets sent in and jumped in, jumped in, jumped in. They're old. They aren't meant to be perfect. And that's the reason why the perfect ones cost as much as they do. And should they still, well, I shouldn't say should they still, but if you're a collector and you like the older, the vintage, the iconic, um, I don't think there's any issue with, uh, buying entry level, if you want to call them that, and just be happy with owning the card. Um, but to my point, I've noticed I've been like really excited and really focusing on the vintage stuff. And I am very tempted. Um, I have to discuss it and with the missus. But I'm very tempted to start moving some of my ultra modern stuff and continue focusing on the vintage. It's just a different feeling. I do love owning the ultra modern stuff. Some of the cards are really cool. Some of them, it's more of the memory of pulling them. But is it like checking the tracking number to see if a red grain just popped up? Is it walking around a show and, thinking and thinking and thinking, walking out with a Joe Namath? It's not. Is it getting the Hank Aaron, 54 Hank in the mail? Going through a guy, as he called it, beater box and finding a 54 Al Kaline rookie. It's just different. It's exciting to pull a big card out of the new stuff. It's cool if there's a card you're going after and you actually get it when you buy a box or rip a pack or whatever. But it's like satisfaction that Red Grange, and my grandfather is no longer with us, and that thing is older than he is, or he would be. My grandfather was born in 34. So when I put that kind of stuff into perspective and think, that would have been something that was, Grange would have been, hell, 34, and my grandfather would have been 6 in 1940. So that card, would have been out for 7 years already. It's just crazy. So I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Still thinking on it, but I don't know. I'd love to hear y'all's thoughts. I've been noticing that a lot of the videos that we watched, especially early on, it was people showing the vintage displays, showing the vintage memorabilia, that kind of stuff. I will say I believe they were kind of smaller channels. I've noticed more of the larger channels are ultra modern focused, the big priced, shinied, prism colors and the NT autographs and stuff like that. But they're more of the larger, I don't want to call them newer, but the larger channels that are more about the investing and flipping and that sort of thing. And then the guys, you can kind of tell the ones that are like pure collector are going around and showing off the vintage and that kind of stuff. So it's really interesting, especially not being there and watching videos of different people, seeing what people pick up. You can definitely tell, even without them saying a lot of them. And not, don't get me wrong, there are people that do collect the ultra modern. I'm not trying to say that, but the majority of the ones that are like the flipper focused, they're they're the ones that are like oohs and ahs over the new stuff, and then the more collector focus is the ones that are oohs and ahs over the vintage and everything. Um, and it's cool to see, especially never being to that show. That show looks huge. It looks like it's busy this year, but it's cool to see how much of each of it is there. When we go to the CSA, you get kind of a feel for the mix. Um, that show, I will say, is probably more leaning towards the side of vintage, which is cool. It could also be why when I go, I get drawn into it because it's just so much cool stuff there. Um, but there was a few things I've seen in the videos, and I'm not gonna like specify any names, but it was interesting that like for the past couple months, all of the talk has been the market's down, the market's dipped, the market's correcting, the market's crashed. And then it's like, oh, the Nationals here. And then I'm hearing people, oh, the market is hot again. Oh, basketball's back on the rise. And I'm just like, I don't notice that, guys. I don't know why you're like saying that right now. I don't see anything hot except maybe a player, here or there, that starts performing in baseball, or a guy that someone's speculating on for football. It's also funny to me hearing the people when they're like shocked that training camp's opening and football prices are dipping, because they literally would only have to rewind back to last year, even in 2020 when everything was like, that's when the boom kind of started. I I remember talking about it. It was back when I was doing like the Mike Trout and the Patrick Mahomes and the Lamar Jackson Prism, and seeing where their prices were. Like I think I was doing it every 2 weeks or something like that, and doing some pricing comparisons. And I said last year, I was like, it's very odd because I wouldn't expect it to drop off right when camp is opening. I would have expected it more a couple weeks like into the season, when you would have been seeing which players were performing, pretty well to get, to get started. And it dipped last year at the same time. So I don't know why so many people are shocked at that. For one, I mean, the market's been dropping, and so football had a little bit of strength to it, but it's like the same exact timing as last year. So that shouldn't have been a shock at all. If anything, people should have remembered that and planned ahead on it. If you had the football, I would have sold it while that was what everybody was talking about. And then, probably last week or whatever, try to buy back in because you knew the stuff was, or at least keep an eye on it, because you knew the stuff was going to be going down, at least for a period. And I'm kind of like, I don't remember last year if the timing was the same. But if you kind of think about it, you're going to have a few guys out there that will still get, the attention. Maybe Burrow, and Herbert. And obviously Love was talked about a lot because they thought Aaron Rodgers was going to leave or retire or whatever. But you start having this year's products trickling in. And it's always that change of focus. People now are chasing Mac Jones and Trevor Lawrence and, what's his name, Justin Fields or something like that. And I think, at some point, just like with what I'm talking about with buying vintage, the money doesn't always last forever. Eventually at some point the well is going to run dry. And I don't think people have like the funds to invest their cash flow into picking up this year's guys and then still focusing on last year and then trying to pick up Kyler Murray and anybody else from 19, and then going back to 18 and picking up Josh Allen and Baker Mayfield and Lamar Jackson and them guys, and then going to 2017 and picking up, Patrick Mahomes. You just can't do it. There's not enough funds. Some people can afford it, but I think at some point, and I'm curious on the timing from last year, when the more products and like the guys are starting to get some NFL uniform cards out. I'm wondering if it's just the focus doesn't shift to the new class majority, and then so you do see a dip in those other guys. But I don't know, because like I said, I can't remember from last year. I just know that it was about the same time, because I thought it was odd myself, but a year removed from that, I'm kind of shocked that people are still shocked at it because it happened last year. But anyway, let's have a little bit of Q&A or something, guys. Just hang out, chit chat. What are your thoughts? Baseball sucks. My team like exploded yesterday, but they won today. So hey, we're 1-0 with the new team. Did I notice the tiny band-aid on Namath's face on that card? That cracked me up. If I'm remembering correctly, it's down here in one of my cases, Carl. Isn't it all like on his left cheek or something? Pretty sure I know what I'm talking about. Rick Moore said my team stole your players. Yeah, Rick. Well, all I can say is I don't know why y'all needed more players. I mean, I don't understand it. But I can't blame you for picking, especially Trey up. I'm wondering if the Dodgers didn't want Trey, but the Nationals said we have to package Max with him. I'm wondering if that's not what happened, but Ryan said my Cubs sold everyone, including the Bat Boy. Damn. No, Ryan, actually, the Cubs had a better lineup today, I feel, than the Nationals did. I mean, the Nationals basically had Josh Bell and Juan Soto. But okay, so Rick's a Dodgers fan and he's going to cry. Have you seen our injury list? Dude, your bench is still like an all-star team. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's yeah. Your payroll is probably I don't even know. That the Dodgers payroll is probably insane right now. What are y'all's thoughts though? Are you still like buying and collecting the more ultra modern guys? Are you collecting vintage? Or are you not collecting anything? Um, I try to like get an idea of what people collect. I see what people send in, but I don't know if I don't know if like a lot of that stuff I can tell if people send the same player over and over, if it's like a PC thing, but a lot of times I don't know what people are keeping, what they're selling. So it's always interesting to see like, what people are collecting. Or if people are collecting at all. Yeah, the Cubs actually, y'all did pretty good. I think the Twins did pretty good. The Nationals, they got a lot of players, but I don't think we got quality for what we sent. I guess we'll have to see. That pitcher they got from the Dodgers, I'm not too happy with that, but and then we got a catcher, so but Rick says he's waiting on Bowman draft and the higher end new football cards to come out. Oh, so you're waiting on like Prism and Mosaic and that kind of stuff? Or are you meaning like Immaculate and National Treasures high end? Because high end has different meanings for different folks. You guys talking about prospects? So Let me find it real quick. I have a bunch of stuff right here. I don't know which stack I put it in though. Let's see. I have a card here, and I was gonna use it as an example of what I need to, like what I mean by deciding on what I'm gonna do. So you guys are talking prospects, and I picked this up. This is Ronald Acuna's little brother, and he's kind of small, but he gets a hell of a lot of stolen bases. So I picked it up on a whim, wondering if once he got over to an MLB club instead of playing in the Dominican, if he could put on some weight. And so I went ahead on a whim and picked it up. But this is a card where I'm kind of questioning, do I move this to get, maybe another vintage? Do I hold on to it? A PSA 10 just ended for $16.75 on this, I think a day ago. And I am nowhere near $1,600 into this. So it's one of those things. I'm just not sure. I have stacks of cards. I mean, while we're just on here chatting, if y'all want to see some of this stuff, because I don't really show a lot. After doing the reveals and stuff, I don't really show a whole lot of what I actually keep. So there's several stacks here, but I can show y'all some of it while we're on here. But obviously Ohtani. I got the Ohtanis, the All-Star game. You got Lewis Robert Chrome. Tommy Edman, 150th stamp. Keston Hero, someone I thought was supposed to be good and didn't really pan out yet. Grisham, rainbow foil. Gleber Holiday, but it's like the photo variation, so I liked it. Edmund Yellow, 2012 Chrome Trout. Lux Pink, Gleber All-Star. Horner Pink. Jordan Auto from National Baseball Card Day. Peterson variation. Yeah, Keston Hero. I had a lot of his stuff and a lot of nice stuff of his from his update, and it just didn't work out. Grisham Update Sapphire. Grisham Gold Foil. Alec Baum Sterling Refractor. Robert the Man. Eloy. I mean, it's most of your regular common. This is the set variation Bichette. I read Brian talking about getting this guy back, Pete Crow Armstrong. This is his draft Sapphire. Robert Heritage Purple. Robert Chrome Refractor. Robert Beam Team. Grisham X-Fractor. Got Robert Freshman Flash. Eloy Refractor. Gleaver, set variation, Otani Bowman, Otani set variation, Trout Pink, Rivers first edition. Here's a Roethlisberger auto, Cam Newton. A lot, like I said, I don't really ever show what I keep from the sub, so y'all probably have no clue, but Gavin Lux Chrome Variation Refractor, Rendon Emerald, the Vlad No Number, and here's Otani and Otani All-Star, Otani Update Debut, Robert 582, Robert National Baseball Card Day, Tatis variation from Holiday, Hero Gold, Gleaver All-Star, Gleaver Update. Let's see. I showed y'all that one. There's Robert Variation. The Victor one. Bichette. Albies All-Star. Devers All-Star. Eloy All-Star. Baller. I mean, it's just... There's a first Bowman Kyle Lewis Refractor. Another Eloy All-Star. So I have two of those. Edmund Gold. Hero 150. They are hard to find good grade. I do. There's Hero Variation. Trout Platinum. Rookie. Hero Gold. Edmund Rainbow Foil. I actually... Do I avoid pitchers? No, Carl, this is just my slab stuff. I actually have binders of baseball rookies. I just don't... I don't send, like, everything in. There's a good stack. Yeah, here's my opening day, Ryan. It is hard. The corner, there's like the corner whitening on that stuff is terrible. But yeah, here is like Robert. There's pink, sepia, regular refractor, prism refractor. The first Bowman paper, Acuna update, chrome, Acuna X-Fractor, Tatis metallic, Tatis Bowman paper, Tatis All-Star, Tatis 582, Vlad Heritage Gold Label, Vlad Chrome, Vlad set variation, All-Star game, update silver pack, chrome pink, Tatis Bowman red, so yeah, there's a ton of stuff. That's just like mostly the baseball and everything. There's a little basketball, football, hockey. So I gotta figure out what we're gonna do. I gotta talk to the missus, see what she wants, see what she feels. I love having this stuff, but I don't know. It's like a catch-22. I love having this, but I love having that, and I can't have all because I can't afford it all. You know, have to move stuff to get stuff. So, but Does anybody got any questions or anything? I just wanted to hop on for a little bit, have a little chat. Can't hang out with the folks out in Chicago, so figured I'd get on here and hang out with you guys. You had a hard time finding Braves pitchers. Who are you looking for, Carlisle? I probably, if they're recent, I probably have them. Like Soroka. I think I actually have a Bryce. I either have a Bryce Wilson or an Ian Anderson first Bowman auto. Um, if you just let me like message us on Facebook or Insta or whatever, Soroka, Freed, and Ian Anderson. Let me look and see what I have, and if it's anything, you need, we can work something out. Because I know, just give me some time. We're actually gonna try to go over and start setting up our booth tomorrow in the antique mall, and so I'll try to go through and look. Actually, let me write that down, because knowing myself, I will forget. So, Freed, Soroka, Anderson. Hey, no problem, Ryan. And Rick, I don't have any more Kobe, I don't believe, to sell. I don't believe I have any more Kobe to sell. I think all the Kobe's I have left, I am keeping. I kind of dwindled down my basketball. But I believe all of the Kobe's I have left I am keeping. I would have to go through and look at them. So, but anyway, guys, I hope you all have a great Friday night. Thanks for hopping on and chatting. I just wanted to get on and hang out for a little bit. BS for a few minutes. Show the pickups I have. Yeah, Carl, I'll let you know. I'll message you on Facebook if I have any. I know I have some. I'll just have to see if they're ones you need. They are not graded though. I will just let you know that, because I haven't sent any of those guys in. But I do have I do have those guys. I'll just have to dig out and see what I have, and I'll let you know. But anyway, guys, I hope y'all have a great night. Thank you for hopping on, and as always, stay safe, stay healthy, and until the next video, I'm out.